If you're going through a family law matter in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, you are going to be having a judge in your case. The judge is the person that's going to listen to your custody case, they're going to listen to your support matter, and they're going to listen to your divorce matter if there's a divorce. It's not always the same judge. One judge might decide your support, a different judge may decide your custody, and a third judge could decide your divorce because there are multiple judges. And it's very rare that it's going to be the same judge listening to your case. The best thing that you can do is try to resolve the case yourselves out of court by coming up with solutions to whatever the issues are. And sometimes you might want to have an attorney and have a second opinion. Why would you want to have a second opinion when you already hired one attorney? Because sometimes you want to get a second opinion on how maybe decisions might affect other areas of the law. For example, if you go to someone and you tell them you want to file for custody and your spouse or the father of the child, I guess your ex-spouse or father of the child, hasn't even taken your child, that person might just follow your direction and file for custody. Another attorney might say, well, if you do that, which is the proper course, nothing's wrong with doing that, and it's great to have a court order. You might need to be prepared for the fact this person might file some action against you. Or, for example, if you file for child support, this is very common, and you want support for your child, and you're entitled to that if you have the child. You need to be prepared that the other person might then decide that they want some custody time. And you need to weigh your situation because every situation is different. So when you're deciding if you want to file for custody, or you want to file for child support, you need to be open to the possibility that that person may counter with their own action. And you have to weigh the risks, whether it's worth it to you or it's not. So having that second opinion, you might look at it, from somebody else's perspective. It doesn't make it wrong. Either way, if you go to hire someone for support to file for you, that's what they're going to do for you. But getting a second opinion, is this the best step? What am I going to be facing if I file? What might the other person respond with? Because maybe that person that filed support didn't even tell you about custody. And that's probably a likely scenario because you didn't go to them for that. You went to them to just file support. Or even with divorce, ramifications of divorce, you decide to move out of the house and, you make more money than the other person. You need to know that you're going to probably be paying that person that's staying in the home. So getting a different perspective is really important. Here at our firm, we have multiple attorneys. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll collaborate and we'll have a situation come up and we'll discuss with each other what would be the best course. You could even talk to the different attorneys in our firm where you could get an opinion from one person. This might be, the best course, and the other person might have a different approach. It doesn't make either approach wrong. It's just very specific for you. Because when you're dealing with family law, you're dealing with people, and only you really know how the other person might respond to something. So you got to look at and weigh all the different scenarios of what could happen. If you do this, this could happen. If you don't do this, this could happen. And be informed as much as you can. The best thing you can do when you're going through these things is to educate yourself. The best way to educate yourself is to talk to multiple people, not so much your friends. Your friends are going to tell you, this is what I got. Well, what they got is not going to be what you're getting. The best thing would be to talk to multiple attorneys. Doesn't mean leave your attorney. It's, ideally in an ideal world, it's best to stay with your attorney. And when someone comes to us and they had an attorney before us, we do everything we can to encourage them to stick with the attorney that they have, because taking over someone else's case that's already been worked on is not ideal. That's called cleanup. Nobody wants to have to clean up. It's better if you can work with your attorney, because sometimes your problems that you're having with your attorney are normal. Sometimes people have expectations that their attorney is going to be instantly available, and we're going to tell them, That's not normal. They're in court because you're really only focused on yourself, and you got to understand there are multiple cases and things going on, or you feel things are taking too long. And we'll tell you, like, it's not going to be any faster with us because this is a process. And, we can analyze also whether everything that's happening that you think is being done to you is normal. And a lot of times when we get a case and somebody else is representing, we reassure them that their attorney is doing what they're supposed to. And that's a second opinion. And that's a valuable second opinion because, like I said, the best thing you can do is stick with the attorney that you hired. Unless there's a reason to leave that person, you're better off sticking with the person who knows your case, that's been working with you, and get a second opinion if you have doubts about the person. Another great area where having a second opinion can save you money, can reassure you, and lead you to a resolution.